Greetings and welcome to Factorio. I'm Dgray, and today we continue our Let's Play of Pyanodons, where we last episode just got pretty much all things into our robotic network. Today we'll move the last few things in, and then we'll start to look at our basic resources, getting things expanded out. Right now we are a bit at an iron shortage, among other things. Can't really keep up. So we should probably go and grab quite a bit of resources around the place. Just need to move a few of these to correct cells. So maybe getting one of these into a moss cell, depending on how much we need in terms of moss. That is used for a ton of things in the future. So making a entire grid for this might not be a bad idea. Could move it down here. We have some water nearby that would make it a bit easier. So let's just try and move this a bit. And get all of this deconstructed, all of this old things. Because then we almost have all of things cleared up here. Only a few things left. So let's go to this area, set up our mass production. We'll do pretty much the same setup as over here. Of course, the mass doesn't take nearly as much room. So in that regard, we can do a lot more. One other thing I'll do as well is I'll use chutes instead of what's it called? Inserters, just to save a small amount of power in the long run. That is gonna be very good. So let's just go with one for now. I think that's fine. We'll have to get a few things in. Let's move this down a bit more and get it in by robots. Now we could take the water from right here, but that wouldn't make it very modular, and that is pretty much what we're going for. So that's, I think it's right here. What if we get a few factories? Oh, thank you for the tip, Legacy. I think you are the first person to ever tip me, so that is very, very cool. Thank you so much for that. So let's go and grab some copper. Hopefully we had a bit in storage. We will have to expand this out going forward, but yeah, for now we'll just take a bit and hopefully can. Oh, we have a bit in storage. Iron is lacking, so that's fine. But that means we can at least make one more view. And while we are at it, we might as well just add a few more view to our iron production up here. Since that is what we're lacking, since most of it's going to steel at the moment, since we are making quite a few barrels to handle all of our fluids. So let's see here. Let's go and have a little input here. That's going to double our throughput. Hopefully that will give us a lot more iron flowing in. That is at least what I am hoping. So as we're setting up the mass, hopefully this will kick into gear. And then we'll have to automate a few other things around the base. For example, our little setup here is lacking a bit. While we're here, we might as well just fix it. Just so I don't have to worry about it in the future. There we go. And you can get raw coal. Let's get that in. That way I don't have to worry about this one for the foreseeable future. That will slowly get put in by itself. So moving over to our mass farm. As you remember, many episodes ago, or about 5 or 6, we had the great expedition for Mars. So now that we have it, hopefully that will never be needed again. Let's see, what's the best place to do this? We will have to give ourselves a bit of room. And then we'll have the throughput here. Maybe something like that. Copy you and place you somewhere around here. Having water out here. Water barrel out, and we'll have carbon dioxide out right here. That gives us enough room, that is. Maybe we'll have to change it. We'll see. Carbon dioxide out. So 1, 1, 2. 1, 1, 2. Can you jump as I want you to now? So might have to get it out one further or take the water. Or maybe just do this. You do 1, you'll do 2. Oh, a bit too close. Please move you down 1. That should make it a bit easier, and then we'll just plan things out around that. So let's try this instead. Water and carbon. And we can take the water on the inside now, so that is fine. So you'll jump to right there. You'll jump to there. And that makes this little build modular for the future. At least downwards. Now we'll just have to get barrels in. Do 1, 2. You shoots. And one of you more. And I think that will be fine. So you'll request water barrels. Whoops. Let's see here. Water. Oh, that's... There we go. Water barrel. Just get 10. I think that might be enough for now. And you'll get carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide barrel. Which is missing in our setup. I thought we fixed that last time. It might not be fast enough. That is being used to make something else that's buffering. That's one of the things we'll have to expand out, but at least that way we'll at least have our moss producing everything we need. And we should probably just let it go out over here. With our normal setup, just like this. 1, 2 into our passive provider. So as soon as this one starts, it should have everything it needs to power up. Oh, it might have been 1 barrel already. Otherwise, it saves some liquid. Yeah, some are coming in. So we can just leave this. That will slowly start to produce moss for us. As you can see, it goes around. It starts to work. That'll produce moss for this one. Let's limit it a small amount, as we do have inputs other than water. So you'll be on moss area. There. You're right there. There we go. So one more thing fixed. Getting its own cell, which is extremely important. This one can get moved out somewhere else. It's right now just kind of stuck in the middle of nowhere. Maybe just putting it in here for now. In our mixed cells until things have to expand out a bit. So you can go there. And there we go. Still working as intended. There we go. So that is most of the things. We should probably start some research as well, now that we're looking at it. And the thing we are working towards at the moment is pretty much automated circuit boards. That means we'll have to get the printing circuit substrate and a lot of this. So if we look at that circuit board and just start at one of the hardest parts, being this one, that requires the micro thing. We have to go towards this one. That means we have to go through the xenobiology. Going into that one, into right here. Good afternoon, Phil. Or afternoon. Yeah, it is afternoon. You're correct. So yeah, that is good. That is starting to research. The rest of these things just needs to be moved out a bit. This one can go into right here as well, since it does require steam. So we might just leave it for now, these three. Not the end of the world. So as I said, I think we should focus on iron first. The rest of the things are working. They are getting delivered around the place. And yeah, let's get the iron fixed first. I think we should still be at a shortage. Yeah, it's still the iron ore can't keep up. That is what it looks like. If we look at iron. Look at iron plates. There's quite a few ways to make it. We're already making all of these. Hot air. With pressure there and hot stone bricks. Stone bricks. Pressurized air from nothing. And we can at least get hot air if we want to. Oh, just directly with the... Oh, it's because you get the stone brick back. That means we have a much better loop where we don't waste stone. That way we can do 32 to 6. I think that's a better ratio in Advanced Foundry. Because here we have 8 to 1. 8 to 1 is not optimal, but I think if we go to this one, it might be a bit better. We can always just have hot air in barrels. Yeah, I think that's gonna be the way we do it, so we don't waste materials. There's no reason need to do that. So what if we just do a hot air loop? We should have bricks being made. Yeah, we would have bricks in storage right here. This is getting mined out. So what if we get some foundries here? That requires steel and iron plates. A lot of things we are missing. But that doesn't really give us what we need. This is still chugging along. Might have to put down a second one up here to increase the mining speed. And luckily we can easily do that. We should have quite a bit in storage. But getting the resources up is molten iron. Yeah, but I need the iron processing for that. It could be something to go for instead. That is a much better setup. Might be. So that requires 5 to make 3. And needs 5 to make 10. Make 10 molten iron. And this makes 60 plates. And that's a bit further into the future. We might do that. Yeah. And I think I might get the hot air first just to have that set up. And have a nice loop for that. Let's just look at the hot air. Getting that up and running. Pressurized. Just needs pressurized pressure pump. And you barreled. And that's always something. One of you. It's all steel and iron. So I think it might be better just focusing on getting more of that right now. Since that is what's holding us up more than anything. I'm guessing that's because of the steel is just eating all of it at the moment. That is one of the downsides about doing what's it called? Everything by robot right now. It does need to buffer up all the barrels before we can start to get anything done. But that should give us enough to at least set up. Oh, we're doing it here. We could maybe do it somewhere else we have iron. We have iron to the south. Otherwise we have to go all the way out here. And that might be a bit too long in terms of traveling distance. Yeah. So each what's called steel requires like 80 iron ore. So that is quite a bit right now. Oh, this is producing enough, it just can't output fast enough. And we can't make these yet, but we can do this. And maybe some here at the back to have maximum output in this one. Hopefully we have enough to get it flown in, otherwise it seems so. So maybe this will give us enough iron. Because if the only limiting factor is just us not being able to output it fast enough, we can solve some of that right here. One other thing we could do, just to help it out, well, we have enough chests here, we can do a little sneaky... Oh, what? Oh, the stack's so high that it wasn't even one chest. Oh well, we'll leave it like that, and that should at least increase the production a bit. You can just keep going. But that's actually nice that the only reason, or the only limit we have was how fast we could take him out. So that should give us a lot more iron. That should give us what we need to set up the next part of our processing chain. That is hot air and some other things. Reuses hot air. Hot air stone brick. Okay, a lot of things to do. So if we just look at the hot air again, we do need this one, and we take heat exchange. That is what we want, and then it can just loop. And this is just in a furnace, and it should be fine. So we'll just set up some bricks as well. We have our trusty blueprint right here. One of you will just start to make stone, or what's called hot stone instead. Thank you. And I think that's just, if I'm correct, just adding bricks to a furnace. That works. So please request bricks. Sorry about that. Just get 100, there's no reason to buffer too many. There we are, that's going to get us hot bricks. It's going to go in, that's going to fire it up. That means we'll have hot stone stored. That's one more thing in the network. That means we can set up our hot air somewhere, maybe just over here. So having a nice furnace area around this place might not be a bad idea. So that needs a regenerative one of you. Luckily we have most of the things we need, so if we just set up one first, let's see how this looks. You can make hot air like that and get the stone brick back, or you can just... Oh, that's because it uses the stone brick, of course. This one gets it back. That is what we want. So you can go right there. Hot air out. We will then again need a few of you. We'll just... Oh yeah, I can request iron plates now. Thank you for that. It means I can always keep, yeah, 500 on my person. That is perfect. I'd like to keep... a nice little thing. I'd like to keep some of you on my person. Just so I don't have to run around to get all of it. Hey Bits, welcome. I saw you've been doing a ton on the community server. And I just watched Kobai streams last night as well. Or this morning I watched it just to see what you guys have been doing. And I can feel I am a bit behind right now. But as I said at the start of this episode/stream, I just have to be a lot more efficient, and then I'll catch up. So that is fine with me. Go down here instead. I'm still confident that somehow I will catch up. Let's hope that is the case even. There we go. Please craft you. And we'll need one of them out for the hot air. We'll also need pressurized air in. That is just in a pressure pump. Might be easier just putting one of those down. Each area. Since I think pressurized air is, we can put it in barrels. But I don't know if that's really needed. If we'll have to get one of these down anyway, so you might as well just put down one of there you go, these instead. It is much smaller, and that is probably what we're gonna do. Vacuum, fine. You would output this down. Oh, let's request a few more things. Also want some view and some underground. So I don't think I have them in my area yet, but that will at least make sure I always have the things I need to build. So 7 people in the hours. Yeah. Yeah, and there's people logged in. I also saw that you changed the server to run even when people are not on. That is not going to help my chances, but I welcome the handicap. So that'll give you that one. This one will have an output of hot air into barrels. You'll just kind of go here for now. Could move it. What if we move it in here instead, so the blueprint is a bit smaller? I think that might be better. Because that way I can do that. I can then... I need to move it up one, don't I? 1, 2, 3. Oh, there's just enough room here to do a barrel out. Oh, I didn't save one of those. Well, we'll just make one that we can save. So that we will have a requester one right there, passive one right here, and you'll go in, you'll go out, and you'll just request. Wait, do I have it here? Yeah. You will request barrels. Empty barrel. Just give me 10. That's fine. I'll go in, save you as a blueprint. Was that gonna go barrel in? Barrel out? Also call it fluid out. I think it's like that. Barrel in, barrel out. Huh. There we are. Barrel out. Oh, that's great. So that should work. That gets it in. That just means you get a small amount of power. And hot air just needs a bit of stone. Luckily. Oh, that's gonna be a loop. Oh, it's not gonna be a loop. We need input out as well. So what if we just move? Also do it out here instead. Might be better. Or on the back side. Let's do it on the back side. So we'll do out, in. Oh, thank you for the sub, Quiet. I'm so bad at names. Quiet. That's, thank you so much. That means a lot. Let's see here, an out, and we want to request an in. And I want you to request hot stone. Or hot stone brick. Just give 50. No need to go completely overboard. I'm so bad at names. That name's so bad. That should give hot stones in. That'll mean this will run. Make hot air. That'll take the stone bricks out. Recycle them back to the furnaces. Then we have a nice little loop here, making barrels for us. Oh, yeah, we should remember to limit these. Otherwise, I will get in serious trouble. Wow. Oh yeah, it makes a ton of hot air every time, so that should be fine. That should be a lot of hot air. Perfect. So this is a nice little loop for the hot air. Can't complain about that. Stone bricks, hot stone bricks at least, is fine. So that means we can go to the next part of this little chain. If we look at this one, we probably need to do it for all of these. Because instead of using 8, it uses 6. Almost, a bit less than 6, so that's a way better ratio. So advanced furnace or foundry. That means if we set these up, we can remove these over here. And I think we should set up maybe iron first. That might not be a bad idea to save as much as we can. So if this becomes an entire iron setup, let's see what you look like. Hot air. Yeah, that will be way better. So hot air gives us way more iron. The crafting speed is also way faster. In that regard, it is what it seems like a lot better. I will of course need one of you to get some hot air in. But that is not too bad. Do it like this to have it on the backside, all of it. Yeah, still trying to figure out the best way to set these up. But I'm sure we'll figure something out. That way you can go out and you can just jump down. And as soon as we get what's it called, a better assembly machines, we can change this one out for one of those and give ourselves a smaller blueprint. Because right now this is taking a lot. So barrel in right there for the fluids. You will get hot air. Hot air, wait that. There we are. I'll output that, so I'll go into here. That means we just need an output for this one. And you can do it this way. And just have it jump over for the next one. And having the rest of this going for the modular setup and just having the top row for all the fluids in. I think that could be a good way to do it. So let's see here. You will need 2 as well. So you'll be a passive. Oh. Do that passive router and a requester. You'll say out in limit you. Request here, and let's just save this blueprint as well. We'll call it in. Only works if we have one type of items. If we have more than that, it will never work for what we want. So I can pretty much do that, can't I? Now request iron, probably give it a bit more. Let's try it with that for now. And there we go. And a few chests. Oh, that might not be fast enough. Oh, you need power. Let's see, that goes. That's going to make 6 iron plates at a time. Hopefully this one can get it in fast enough before the next one starts. It seems... Oh, it takes 40 seconds, so that should be fine. That's a much better ratio. Now we should just expand this one down and see how many we can fit in. Because we need to... Because doing this, just going down, is pretty much all we need to do. See how many can fit in. That looks somewhat good. We just need a few more foundries. And then, oh, why is things lacking that bad? What is this here? Okay, just some encoding problems. We'll have to look at that at some point. So we can pretty much do it here, I think. What if we do that as a setup? Now it seems the encoder on my computer is struggling a bit. So I might have to turn down the quality, but I don't really want to. That might just have been a one-off case. There we go. That means we'll just have to get some more foundries. They will just require a ton of steel. That means I'll kind of have to turn these one off over here. So what is a good way to do that without breaking everything? We might want to make just a small amount until things are going as fast as I want them to. Oh, these stacks at 500 as well. That's just perfect. Okay, let's see if we can find where the things are at. Should be up here, foundries. 1, 2, 3. This will give us an entire row of iron. Just slowly chucking along, producing what we need. And we'll kind of have to handcraft a few of you first. Let's go get some more wire. Could, in theory, tell the logistic robots to bring me copper wire. Right here, just give me 200 at a time. Because that way I always have what I need to craft these. So as soon as I have the other thing up and running, it should be much, much better. The foundries are here. Oh yeah. Get a few furnaces. We should probably set up some crafting for it. But until I have my supply lines under control, I want to wait a small while with that. Give me that. And let's see here, go there, craft a few more. We probably should set it up for what's it called? Copper as well. That's a very nice one for iron. Should increase our production. That should mean that we can at some point stop these over here and just have these running. I hope this one should be able to output more than enough for all of it. So in theory I could take this one, flip it like this, hook it up right there. Wait. Oh, the output is not centered, is it? Or is it? Am I just blind? It's not really centered. That's a bit annoying. Bit off kilter. That means I have to misalign these if I want to get it to work. That is not pretty. Oh well. We really have to do that. Let's try and put them down just... Wait, oh, that seems almost like I want it. Because that way I can actually do it like that if I wanted to. Not the most beautiful way to do it, but it should work. That goes into these. Falls all the way down, and then you'll go across there, and then you'll just jump both ways. And I think I can hook this one up everywhere and get it looking somewhat nice. Yeah, that is not bad. We just need a few more underground to get produced to deliver to these places. Oh, thank you for the follow, the only AI. And that looks somewhat good, and I think we might be able to fit it in 2 times here. I don't think we fit in 3 times. At least doubling this will give us a very nice iron setup. So in theory we should just make a few more of these. Ooh, that requires a ton of things that I don't have. Maybe get a bit more than that. Seems that is used for many things. Also should also add them to But that's already working. Perfect. What I was about to say, I should of course add it to my mall as well, but from experience, don't expand out with the mall crafting of machines until you have, what's it called, your resources under control. Otherwise you will get in serious trouble where you can't build anything because things runs out. So let's just handcraft a few of these. These will slowly get up and running. Also, we'll need a bit of power. There we go. And the rest will surely get put in as we build them. But that should give us a nice supply of iron. If you look at our production tab, production, iron is now increasing. Iron ore is being consumed much faster. That is after we start the new furnaces, and we should be producing a lot more iron plates. And we are close to getting... We have a surplus situation now, which is very nice to hit. Kinda means I want to dismantle all of this, but I'm afraid if I do it, I won't have enough to do it over here. So for now, we'll be a bit wasteful with our resources, so we can get things up and running. I think that will be the best situation. Let's craft a few more simple circuits, since we will need a ton of those. Good, that is looking fine. That is moving. That is producing enough of what we need. Back to looking at our science is buffering up, so that means we could in theory double this one. That would not be a bad idea. Right now, let's just focus on getting this up and running, so getting the rest of the inputs flowing. Could add more furnaces to it. Welcome, Kobai. But you might be sleeping still after a long stream last night. So that is going. I kind of want to get the last of them done. Just requiring a bit of steel. Let's get that on my person. Not 500, just go with 100 for now, since they are quite expensive. Ah, fair enough, Kobai. By the way, glad that you are streaming the community server. Because then in the mornings, I can go and watch what you guys have been doing. And it is a lot, which is, it's looking very good. So quite happy with that. And yeah, I'm just gonna say I appreciate you doing it. I don't know if I'm cheating when I go and look at the community server. A lot of the signs are mine, at least the first ones I used. But right now it's just way ahead of me. But it's just to see how far you guys are. And it is quite fun to see. 1, 2, 3. There we go. That was all of the iron setup. Perfect. That is slowly producing whatever we need. That is cycling as well. So let's just mark you as an iron cell. Iron plate cell with hot air. Perfect. Iron is not building up yet. That is fine. That is very fine. As soon as this one is done, mine the last iron. I should probably convert this one into one for copper. Being that. Do we have any copper nearby? Okay, we have a good one down here. Right now it's just my own community server. Right now it's just running. I paid for another month already, so it will stay active until the end of the month. And then if we don't have anything to use it for, I will deactivate it until we need it again. I think that's what we're going to do with it. But until the end of the month, it will keep running. So people can still go on and play with the map if they want to. So let's see here. Xenobiology is slowly going. This one is almost done. Should we work a bit? We have everything down here. Pretty much just crafting a ton of these is what we need at the moment. Because that is one of the things we need in our system. Rest are fine. The barrels are filling up. This is not filling up, but it will be as soon as I do this. I need the trash lots as well. I need to research you at some point. You can get some of those just to get things crafted around the place. Getting ourselves some more rubber ports. So let's see here. Where do we have iron? We have iron there and there. I have to expand quite a bit south to get more iron when this one runs out. But it seems that, yeah, iron is more than keeping up now. We have what's called a surplus of iron ore. So it's just a processing issue at the moment. So setting up one more of this might actually not be a bad idea to do right now. So what if we take this one? Place it down over here. Could do it this close, could give it some room, but we still have some people working here. And I kind of want these to get done before. So maybe in a few minutes we'll set it up. That might actually not be a bad idea. How much do they need? 28, 3,000, so yeah, that is fine. This is also chugging along. Power-wise, we are still fine. So what do we have over here? We were looking at this one, not really keeping up. Because this one is extremely slow. That does mean we should buffer this more at some point, getting a bit better setup right here. Because carbon dioxide is used for quite a few things. Also going forward, it's going to be used for a lot. So getting an entire cell with that would actually not be a bad idea. Let's just do this. 1, 2. Wow, I need to fix this. It's so bad. Oh well, that is fine. Could we just... We have a ton of titanium here. I think it's fine doing it at this one. With that one. But what if we just set this one up right away? The same way we did with the hot air. Over here. So let's copy you. Get you up top. And set you up to produce a lot more than we are at the moment. Let's do this just to see how big it is. Right here we'll have you. Also you will be something else. That might be a bit overkill. Get some of these as well for me, please. Right here. Good. You'll change into carbon dioxide filling. Then we will pretty much take this one, place you below somewhere. Maybe right here. Or maybe we'll need more room because we'll need undergrounds and we could do it with one in between. Let's place it here for now because I need to be able to do this. Then I'll need 2 outputs. I can do that at the top of the bottom. And then it's actually fine having it as close as we can, because then we'll have an out and we'll have an in. So out, in. Wait, we don't need that. That's my bad. There we go. So shift you around, you can just request that. That will output up to this one. That will have barreling in. Barrel out. Right there. Because that should give us a lot more storage in terms of what we need. And there we go. Then we can just expand this one down to make sure we are producing enough, which is one of the things that's holding us back a bit at the moment. That our carbon dioxide is a bit bad. So what if we just do this? Seems you might be able to fit them in, just like this. Yeah, that looks quite good. I think that will work for what we need. Hopefully we have enough. You never know, but at least this will give us a nice buffer for the future. Those called high pressure furnaces. So that means I can remove you, the high pressure furnace. The community server running with no one on is, in terms of our race, it's quite a big advantage for you guys, since a lot of the things with Pyanodons is things take a lot of time to do. And if you can just run with no one on, you can buffer an insane amount of items. And that means that you don't have to build efficiently. You can just wait with a bad design to get all the things up and running. So that is the only thing I'm thinking about that, because if you have to build efficiently and not just having it running when nobody's on, you have to think more about how you build. Otherwise, I could just build one of these and just let it run or my game run for 24 hours straight, and it wouldn't be an issue. But because I'm not, I'll have to expand out more to support what the base is needing instead. So in that regard, it is a big advantage to just have your server run. And I would never do it, mostly because I like building things that can supply what we need on demand, instead of just buffering an insane amount. That is fine, that goes. Yeah, it's fine. It's up to you, but it is a huge advantage in terms of this, because you can just, I could let this server run or the game run for 24 hours, and then I would buffer a few thousand red signs, and then I could research the next 15 things without having to expand out my science. That is the only thing I have about it. But this will be carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide. We'll do it with the barrel then. Will be made right here, and they'll be shipped around the base wherever it's needed. That is good. So let's go over here. That is working fine. This is working as well. We are starting to... Buffering anything yet? No, not quite yet. We're still lacking many things. But to be honest, by itself, only having a server run when somebody's on is not that big of a deal, because most of the times you have people on the community server. So I think that will be a non-issue for you anyway. So let's see here. This is making things, that is requesting that. And we have a surplus of iron ore, surplus of that, raw coal. I don't think we have normal coal as a surplus anymore, because we're using it all for glass production over here. How does glass look? Yeah, the same with glass is missing as well. So let's do this quickly. And I think that will be one of the last things this episode, is that I will just go and throw in some more miners up here. Then I'll set up a few things in the mall, and then I'll call this an episode for YouTube. Let's see here. More miners. You can go work. Collecting all the things. Then I'll just go down here, set up underground pipes in a mall, and see if there's anything else I want to set up. Now that I'm looking at it. Could be Here. Didn't I save that? Oh, it's right here. You will go into my blueprint book as well. There we are. You will just make underground pipes. Please go. That's way too many buffer here. There's no need for that many. Might be a bit overkill. And there. That's the underground. That is fine. Oh, fine even. You are working, making what you can when we have what we need. Get those running. And you can make some of the other chests, to be honest. There we are. This will give us some to build up from. You'll give storage chests down here. Might be a bit wasteful to do it. But at least we can set up active providers, because I know we'll need those at least. That way I don't have to think about making that anymore. This is good. That is good as well. Then the base is actually running quite smooth at the moment. These will get delivered as soon as these are done building. That is fine. Hey, Smart Technical. Welcome to the stream. So, I think this might be a decent place to end the episode. These are almost done here as well. So next episode we can remove these and maybe expand out to another iron area, maybe some copper somewhere, just to make sure we always have enough and also get our little furnace set up and running. So I think I'll end the episode here. The Pyanodon episodes are running a bit longer than my normal YouTube episodes, but we have so many things to do. I think it's a good balance to just have a bit more than we normally do. So with that, I will end this episode. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Please remember to hit that like button on YouTube. And if you're new to the channel, please remember to subscribe and come join us on Twitch. We're having a blast. And with that, I will see you in the next episode. Bye, guys.